this is Sharbria Shine, and I want to welcome you to Max Out Girl. So today I want to talk about the blueprint. And you might be wondering, what blueprint are you referring to? I want to talk about the blueprint of your life. So you are never going to max out in life or maximize your potential in every area of your life if you're following someone else's blueprint for your life. And so I kind of just want to talk about some of the opinions or some of the pressures that other people try to throw on us as women. So why is it that people try to throw their blueprint or their goals or their vision for your life on you? And that happens so many times in life. And sometimes we as women get trapped into it. We feel pressured and we feel that and we try to go with it. But the thing is, the only person that has the blueprint for your life is God. Okay? You can try to fabricate it. You can try to look at your favorite artist, your favorite pastor, your favorite performer, your favorite person in the world, and try to replicate the blueprint for their life and try to take it as your own. But the truth is that will not work. You'll find yourself frustrated, irritated, full of regret, and not reaching your goals. And so let me just give you an example. I'm recently married. I'm a newlywed. However, in my singleness, because I didn't get married to my mid-30s, in my singleness, there were always people trying to throw their vision on my life. So if you're single, do not allow somebody to do that to you. For example, why is it that people want to ask you, when are you going to get a man? When are you going to get married? When are you going to have kids? Like, it never stops. People have their vision for your life. And if you're not careful, you can get caught up with trying to keep up with their vision instead of looking in God's word and seeking him for his vision. And it can get you all messed up on a path that you were never created to be on. And that's why you find yourself stuck in a rut, confused, frustrated, because you're trying to follow everybody else instead of following the blueprint that God has for your life. So don't allow somebody to rush you into getting a man, to rush you into getting married. And then after that, then they want to rush you to have kids, rush you to go back to school, rush you to start a career, rush you to get into this, to get into that. What is God showing you? What is in your heart? What is your desires that he put in your heart to accomplish? Because trying to follow somebody else's blueprint is only going to get you frustrated, irritated, and it's not going to lead anywhere but right back to the starting point. And so I just want to encourage you, seek God for the blueprint. Your life is not my life. My life is not your life. Your life is not their life. So stop comparing. First and foremost, because we have that bad. We want to look at somebody else's life to determine where we think we should be. How on earth are you going to judge where you are in life based on somebody else? Girl, they ain't you. When God called you for something, it wasn't a package deal with her. And even if you got a twin sister, your life is not her life. We are not carbon copies. We are designers originals. God created each and every one of us with a special purpose and identity, gifts, talents, abilities, strengths, weaknesses. Stop comparing. We cannot try to replicate somebody else's life. And here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with having mentors. There's nothing wrong with having people you look up to, somebody who can help you in a certain area of your life if you're trying to accomplish something that they have already accomplished. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about allowing people to come into your life and allowing them to make you feel like you need to do what they're telling you to do instead of what's in your heart to do, or instead of what God has shown you to do, or his blueprint for your life, or his leading and guiding of your life, because he's the one that's going to lead you to a successful life where you're maxing out in every area. He wants you to have success and wholeness and joy, but he doesn't want you to be looking to the left and to the right and all around you trying to figure out what you should be doing based off of somebody else's life. A lot of times we have to shut out the noise, ladies. A lot of times we have to shut it out. Stop looking at what she doing, he doing, they doing, and focus on what God is telling us to do. Because if you don't, again, you're going to find yourself frustrated, confused, and right back at the starting point because it will not work. And so make sure that you are not allowing somebody else to control your life and to make you feel like you should be somewhere that God has never intended for you to be. If you feel like you should be single right now, be single right now. And don't let your mom, your dad, your cousin, your pastor, nobody tell you that you need to hurry up and get married. If you in your heart believe that he got you right now and you good and you focusing on whatever you feel like you should be focusing on right now in your life, whether that's getting closer to God, your career, working on you, working on wholeness, working on more joy, working on certain areas of weakness in your life, and you're okay, and you don't feel like trying to seek out somebody is the answer or dating someone is the answer, stick with how you feel that God is leading you. Because at the end of the day, you are the only person that's going to deal with or live with the choices that you have made. It's your life and you only have one life to live. So you can't allow somebody else to control it based on their vision of what they hoped for you. It's God's vision, honey, not their vision, God's vision. And sometimes they mean well. When I was single, people meant well. However, they didn't have the plan for my life. Oh God, if I would have dated some of the people that people were trying to throw at me, or if I would have taken some of the advice, I would be in a lot of trouble. Or just had settled for less and been disappointed. I didn't listen to them. I got to the point where I boldly spoke up and said, look, I'm good being single. I'm not looking for a man. I don't need a man. I'm good with God. And to some people that seemed harsh the way I said it. But my thing is, you already know I'm single. I've been single for a while, but you keep bringing it up. And it's like, at the end of the day, if you have the bold audacity to continue to bring it up and ask me as if I'm a leper because I'm still single, then I'm going to have the audacity and the boldness to tell you I'm okay because God has me. So don't worry. And so we have to have that bold audacity to realize that it's okay to know who we are, and it's okay to stand up for ourselves and to know that we are called according to God's purpose, not humans' purposes. God's purpose. He's called us. Not your mom, not your dad, not your sister, not that girl down the street, not the person you look up to. God. So that's why we have to follow his blueprint. It's okay, to, again, as I keep saying, look up to people, listen to advice, but make sure that we're not just following people blindly, hoping that we can have their life, or blindly following people because they're pressuring us to live a certain life. And the truth is, we have to really get rooted and grounded in God to recognize that our value, our purpose is in him and him alone. And so he's the one that has it. So we should seek him out, and we don't need to be seeking everyone else out because they don't have the answers. Okay. Again, it's great to get advice from wise people, wise individuals, people who are walking the walk. However, make sure that we're seeking God to get his blueprint, because we have to be careful that we're just not idolizing another human being and trying to just be a carbon copy of them. You are no carbon copy. You are an original. So this is just to encourage you. And even if you're married, because I'm married at this point, even now, people want to give me the blueprint for my marriage. And I'm like, how dare you? It's one thing to give advice, and I welcome advice from certain individuals. Again, people that is tried and true. I know their lifestyle and they're men and women of wisdom. However, you can't listen to any and everybody's advice. Okay. And you take the good and you leave the bad for people that you love or whatever. However, again, God gives me my blueprint for my marriage, and I will watch other wise people and that have great marriages, and I will listen to advice, and we will go to conferences, we will read books, we will study. But again, if you're married, still allow God to give you the blueprint. Everyone is full of great advice. However, all their advice is still not God's blueprint for your life. So you want to check the sources. Make sure they're living what they're telling you. Make sure their fruit is bearing good fruit and not negative fruit. Because, a lot of people just want to throw out their advice or get all in your business, and they do not have the answers for your life. Don't allow everybody and anybody to speak into your life. Don't give everybody that place, because everybody doesn't deserve that place in your life. So I just want to encourage you. Do not allow somebody to pressure you because you're not living according to their plans for your life. You don't owe them anything. Again, it doesn't matter who they are in your life, family, friends, or foe. Okay? You can love them. However, you only have to answer to God. You don't have to answer to them. So be encouraged. God has a great future for you. He has a plan for your life. Jeremiah 29:11 tells us that. He says, I know the plans I have for you. You have an expected end, a hope. He ain't trying to cut you off. He's trying to bless your life. But we have to seek him for the answers and not individuals who don't have the answers. Okay? And so again, be encouraged that God hasn't forgotten about you. He knows what he has for you. He loves you. Do not give up hope. He wants you to maximize your potential. He wants you to be free and whole in every area, spiritually, naturally, financially, socially, in every area, in your relationships. He wants you to prosper in every single area. But we cannot get obsessed with trying to follow somebody else's vision for our lives. We can't get obsessed with comparing our lives to other people's vision of their lives. We can't get obsessed to the false vision that we're seeing of people's lives on social media. We have to go according to the blueprint that God has for us. And the only way that you're going to know that is getting in God's word and getting in his presence. So I want to encourage you today. Hopefully I've encouraged, inspired, and elevated your thinking. And always remember to max out, girl. So this is Sharbria Shine. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.